I applied for the Rome Prize because you hear about the Rome Prize for all the years that you study architecture, and it's kind of a dream in the profession. My project is called Green Piazza Community Ecology in the City, and it's an urban design project meant to create a new kind of public space, using the Roman piazza as a model for the urban function of public space, but also augmenting that with features like water recycling, waste management, better green space, better pedestrian access. I discovered a site for my project that I think is fantastic, and it's called Piazzale Ostiense. It's not really a piazza now. Right now it's sort of a traffic hub, but I'm interested in converting it into something that's more like a piazza, like Piazza Navona or Campo de Fiori, something that really is like a living room for the public. The concept for it is that it's actually powered not with an electric pump, but with the force and mass of the traffic that moves through there. The roadbed is actually floating on top of a sort of a cistern. When the cars are in motion around the perimeter of this roadway, they're forcing the water up through a column, and essentially the flow of the fountain is going to be kind of like an index of how much traffic is there in effect. Met with people at the Dipartimento Sette, which is responsible for policy and mobility in the city. And I've also met the people who run the energy companies here, Acea and Enel. And it happens that Acea has its headquarters right here on the site that I selected. And this was an accident, but it happens that they are also very interested right now in promoting renewable energies. Having a year to work on nothing but a project that's my dream and my interest is something I've never had in my life. I mean, I spent my whole adult life working in jobs, and most of the jobs have something to do with my interests, but they're not just giving me an opportunity to completely develop an idea. I have really loved living in the academy community. It's not like living like an adult in a lot of ways. It's very much like a college dormitory. But I think social person by nature, and my wife and I came here knowing that we would be trying to embrace the community living thing and that it wasn't permanent. And so for that reason, we came in with very open minds about living with less privacy, having less space to ourselves, and being more or less required by the circumstances to socialize. And I think it's worked out very well. I've never had a studio like this before that was just a workspace and that had beautiful light and that was kind of so friendly to spreading out and putting my ideas on the walls. I have usually worked at home if I've worked on independent projects, and so I'm living, you know, in a little corner of my apartment in New York, or I'm in an office. This year has been great for me because I've had the time and the luxury of space for really exploring like how my hand works again, and this was something it's very easy to lose when you work professionally in architecture. I can't say what a favorite place is in Rome. I think one of the features of Rome that is totally extraordinary is the amount of moving water here. And so I love it when I find a place where there's a fountain that you didn't see before you came around the corner, or the sound of it is somehow contributing to the ambiance of the place, and before you even see what it looks like, you hear it. So water is a real inspiration for me here, and anywhere I find a really powerful, monumental use of water, I find it interesting. One thing that has actually made it easy for us to make relationships outside the Academy is that the Academy has a program that introduces expats into this community. The Friends of the American Academy is a program that has maybe multiple purposes, but one of the things it's done is give us a chance to meet like people maybe like us who live here. We have met some Italians who have become friends through just kind of repeated contact, and I think that's very important because learning the language has been really important to me here, and trying to understand what life is like in Rome is maybe of paramount importance, so you're sort of missing something if you're only talking to Americans.